All right, in the chapter 9 PowerPoint, we're going to start by going to slide 7. It's going to be an empty slide. And then the first thing it says to do is insert a line chart of your choice and then change the chart type to a clustered column chart. So to do that, we're going to go to the insert chart option, and then it says insert a line chart. So line chart of our choice, we'll just do the first one. So what they're going to show us how to do here is to change a chart after we've inserted it. All right, so we've got a chart. What we can do now is we can drop down in our section here. Well, we've got different types of line charts we can do. And under quick layout, you can see it. I've also got different designs to this. Over on the right hand side, well, actually, let me just show this. If I ever kill this, I can go back to edit data and I can edit the data up here, which we're going to do in a second. But I need to change the chart type. And they said they want me to go to a clustered column chart. So we're going to go to column on the side. We're looking for clustered column, which would be the first one. And then let's hit OK. Now, like I said, we need to edit the data.
Column, you said? The first one?
Yep, first one under column. It's a clustered column. So now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going into our spreadsheet here. And we're going to be copying our data from A3 through C13. Control C to copy that. Go back into PowerPoint. And then what we're going to do is simply click in cell A1 and then Control V, as in victory, to paste that. Oh, I messed that up. How can you kind of tell I messed that up?
Because you've got series 3.
I have a series 3, and that's my total. I need to delete that. So I can right-click and delete that column. But look at my graph. Usually when you do a graph and you see something that is significantly larger than the other, all the others combined, you probably graphed this. What would it be?
The wrong one.
Let's look at our selection here.
You're doing it vertical
And actually,
and not horizontal.
this one didn't do it, but it is just happened to be a larger amount because it is doing A3 through C13. What was throwing me off here, and it wasn't the case, I thought it had a total column. But these numbers are just that much larger for a watering lawn. So if you are ever looking at a chart and you're like, wow, this is bigger, make sure you're not graphing the totals, because that will not be a good representation of your graph. You never graph totals. What was your question, Danny?
Nothing.
Okay.
Side talk.
Side talk.
Yeah.
Mr. Bruco?
Yep.
Why does it look like that? I had to copy.
While he's looking at that, if you look at your title here, water consumption in gallons, let's go ahead and change our chart title here. And then you can actually close your data out.
Yeah, Bruco, you need to calm down.
And then stretch your handles.
Holy moly. Sorry, my leg fell asleep. It's always good, isn't it?
All right. Everybody good with the formatting so far?
Meh. Sort of.
Meh.
You didn't even do anything. Shut up.
On the Design tab, Tool tab in the Data group, click the Edit Data button, and then you can open the worksheet. And then in cell A9, enter dishes by hand. So we're going to re-edit the data.
I don't know what you did.
Make this
What do you mean
bigger.
You don't know what I did. Did what he told me to do.
So we're simply changing, instead of hand washing dishes, we're doing dishes by hand. And in cell A10,
See, Perko,
clothes washer.
you see that, like, the Excel thing that you guys have up? Like, I accidentally pressed X on mine.
And if you press X, you can click this edit data box right here, and it'll bring it right back.
Well,
It will, I promise.
let's help our design. Shut up.
Whoops.
God.
And in cell A11, we're just gonna do lawn parentheses 20 minutes.
Everything's stupid. You didn't pay attention. Well, you're stupid.
Two reasons we did this. One is so they show you that you can edit data after you've entered it, and it will change it in real time. Second reason is now, if you noticed this before, this was actually getting cut off. It was going off the edge of the graph. Now it fits. And everything fits.
It didn't change mine.
It didn't update live here? Okay, pause. Alright, so we're gonna jump into 10. Activate the chart area, then open the chart filters pane. So when you select your chart, when it's not selected, just click it once. Now anytime you see this funnel type shape anywhere in any program, it represents a filter. So if you click on that, it says, well, what values are you trying to filter, or what are you trying to show? Check marks indicate you're showing it. Unchecked indicate it is not. And so we want to clear the check boxes of brushing teeth, washing hands, toilet flushing, and shaving.
Why?
And then click apply, and it's going to replot the data. So the question from Tyrell is, why?
Because if you're showing to different audiences, you can show different things.
Oh, beautiful answer, Dakota. If you're showing to different audiences, you can show to different things. And again, it's just like when we had done this before with filtering or adjusting what's being displayed. You don't have to delete your original data or constantly create or recreate data for the audience you're presenting to. You're just selecting what is actually displayed, and just like when you're hiding a slide. So you don't have to recreate it every time you do a presentation. You can just filter what you show. All right, so now we're going to be going and adding a legend to the chart. And what we can do up here is we've got add chart element, and just take a look at the different things you can do with this. So under axes, you can choose to hide your axes if you want to. So maybe you don't need the numbers on the left hand side. You're just trying to show visually what is really using the most water, but you don't need to show how many gallons. So you could just uncheck primary vertical. You can choose to hide or show your titles of your axes. We could get rid of the chart title if we decided to. And since we've got water consumption already on the slide, we could get water consumption in gallons out of there. If we wanted to do data labels are going to appear, I think if I hover over them, it should show me an example. It does. It will appear right onto the graph. This is really nice if you're doing pie graphs and you want to put your percentages right onto the graph.
Change the color.
You could do it on the outside. Well, sort of, and that's based off of where I select them to be right here, is how I'm moving them.
Can you make your own? Can you make your own preset?
You can go to more data label options, and you can choose how you want it to look. And then, of course, you can get into the formatting them if you want to shade it, stroke outline, change the color, all that fun stuff. So yeah, it's customizable just like any other text. And the other, now, so let's say I want to move one manually. I don't like where this 15 is sitting. I could just take it and drag it up, and then it connects it with a line.
If you hold shift, does it make sure that it goes straight up?
Let's
Or
find
is
out.
that only like Photoshop thing?
Yes, it does force it to go straight if you hold shift.
What are error bars?
Where are you looking?
The elements?
Let's take a look. Oh, the other thing you can do is, like, if I move this and I want to put it, like, I don't know, way off to the side, it'll draw an arrow pointing to it. That's more useful in pie graphs. You wanted to check out what error bars are.
Are we saving this then?
Error bars wouldn't be used in something like this.
What is it?
We would have to Google that. If you want to hide these grid lines or add more grid lines, so for example, maybe I want to go by 25s in here, I could add minor grid lines. Alright, but anyways, we already have a legend at the bottom, and it wanted a legend. Oh, it just says add a legend. We already have a legend. But we could position the legend elsewhere if we wanted to. On the right-hand side, left-hand side, top.
What about on a different page?
That'd be kind of stupid.
Yeah, that, I don't
Not
understand
if
why
it was-
you would do that.
What if you have a big chart? And it's got a lot of stuff on it.
Then you would
What if
need
you
to...
have a graph of, like, what if you have the world and you have like just like a bunch of places and it takes up your whole page? And the legend's gonna be big because there's lots of stuff. Then what?
Yeah, you wouldn't do it.
You don't know that.
Trend line, again, it's going to be more for a plot graph, and it's showing trends as, you know, like think about if you're graphing the stock market over a period of time or a specific stock. You can draw a trend line, and then it just wants you to save it.
Someone else.
And that's up to you if you want to save that.